Hey everybody, we're on our way to Disneyland right now, and we wanted to give our honest review and feedback about the ROKIMOTO Dreams event that we attended last night. And of course, we were on stage, and it was a dream for us to be up there. But we want to discuss this entire thing. We've been reading a lot of comments, people loving it, people having issue with this event, and we want to give our honest review. It's going to be Heather, myself, and our good pally wally, Sammy Whammy, all the way in the back, as you can see him from his golden hair. So we're going to talk about this whole thing, and we hope that you guys have been enjoying all these videos we've been posting. We're having such a blast on this 2-week last-minute trip, and I'm going to let Heather kick this off by talking about how this all happened.
Okay, so Saturday before we left, we got a call from Mike Becker. And he said, man, it's really a shame that you guys don't fly, because I would love to have you guys at Dreams. And I'd really love for you guys to talk about what you guys are up to. And that was sort of the push that we needed to come out here. If it weren't, we've always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but if it weren't for him, personally inviting us to do this, we wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, we were given an opportunity that we could not pass up, and it allowed us to literally spread our wings a bit and make it all the way out to the West Coast to do all the things. So it's been amazing. We've had so much fun. Going up on stage was so much fun. Thank you to Mike Becker and the entire team over at ROKIMOTO Funmaker Inc. You guys are awesome. But of course, we got to talk about the whole event and get down to the nitty gritty, because look, not everything is super positive, but we're going to give you the positives and negatives of the Dreams event.
Now, I'm going to start off by saying that we had a different experience than most other people. We were VIP, we had assigned seats, we got on the stage. We didn't get anything extra, nobody specifically threw us any prizes or anything. We didn't get special treatment in that way. It was just we had an assigned seat and we were given a few minutes on the stage.
We were treated really well because somebody stole one of our boxes.
Yeah, someone actually stole my bag.
Yeah, somebody stole one of our boxes. So we only got one box from the ROKIMOTO event, but that's okay. I hope that the person that got it enjoyed all the stuff. I like to think that it was an accidental thing, but I don't know.
I like to as well, but I feel like people are
crappy. People can be crappy. But the good thing is that we also have Sam here, who did live the experience without a VIP, so he can sort of speak to that too. But let's go off number one. The number one biggest issue that I saw was that people were hot inside of that room.
Yes, and to me, that's understandable. I mean, even when we have parties for the 4th of July and stuff, when we would pack people in our home, it would get so hot and the air conditioning couldn't keep up. I mean, that is expected when you're in an enclosed space, but
there was a lot of people in that room. There was a lot of body heat. And from our understanding, there's a possibility of overselling tickets. So
there was, because they originally were planning on less than half of what they had, and they actually moved venues. They went from one hotel to the one it was held at.
Wow.
Because they oversold. And the way Mike explained it to me was he didn't want to disappoint people by canceling tickets, because it was a glitch. Something happened where it didn't stop selling tickets when it was supposed to, because they were only up for 40 or 50 seconds and they sold way more.
Huge bummer that it was hot in there, but understandable considering everything that we just mentioned, due to so many people inside of the room. So there you go. There's the heat part of it. I will tell you that from my perspective, I was wearing a big robe, and I did feel a little hot in there. I eventually ended up taking off the robe, but I was so excited about being there. I was so excited about this event, because this was truly our very first Fun Days event.
Yes.
Because it was a Funmaker Mike thing.
Yeah, so any Fun Days that we would see footage of, remember when the first one aired?
Yes.
We saw it live. We saw it happening live. It was live streamed, and it was phenomenal. Funmaker Mike was the heart of that show, and that's why we said the Fun Days experience wouldn't be the same, because you don't have that heart.
Yes, exactly.
And this, in my opinion, was Fun Days.
It was great. It had a lot of heart and a lot of emotion. We'll talk about that a little bit as well.
Yeah,
but
I heard there was a lot of fart too.
There's a lot of fart because of Heather.
A couple of my friends were complaining there was some guy farting and they tried to like spray him with body spray and it didn't help.
My God, that's horrible. There's a lot of farting going on. But number 2 is seating. So because of what happened with the tickets and everything, I think that maybe not enough chairs. Heather also mentioned something else, which I didn't even take in consideration.
So
thinking about this,
right next to us, there were 2 empty seats. I guarantee you there were more empty seats in that room. And people just didn't like look around to try to find them. Like people weren't filling out the whole room. Additionally, I heard that some people were using like the seats for like their bag holders.
Right.
Which in my opinion is so shitty because I didn't realize it because we were sort of like really up close. And I did see a couple people standing in the back like by the projector. But I thought they were just trying to see the whole show. I didn't realize that they weren't, like they didn't have a spot to be.
So that sucks to go to a show and not have a seat.
It does, but at the same time, it also sucks that there were people that were like taking up space for their back. Yeah. Like that's such a garbage move.
And well, I guess I'm part of the garbage. Well, but the people didn't show up at the event. There was VIP seats next to me, and I kept putting my camera down in it, but they never, like 2 people didn't show up. So I was using the chairs. But if we could have like offered those up to somebody, I would have completely done that. But I had no power in that. And
I didn't even know.
Right. Frankly, I was so stoked and excited. I will be completely honest with you. Me personally, I would have much rather have stood most of the time because I did stand most of the time when I was cheering and stuff. Yeah. And when I stood up to cheer, like not everybody was standing up and cheering, and I was like, should I be standing up? And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
me too.
I'm having too much fun. I don't care. I'm just gonna scream.
It was fun.
Yeah, I was having fun. So you have, those 2 things are, kind of was upsetting for some people. Now, we were in VIP section, so we're speaking from the VIP section perspective. Now, how about you, Sam? Seating and also the heat.
The seating, we got good seats. They were a little like cramped, like just in terms of like how far in front of you they were and stuff. Just a lot of people.
Right.
And the heat was rough. Oh, this really sweet lady next to me gave me a fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and I put it in my purse. I'm taking it to Disney.
That's great.
So if you're watching this video, thank you for giving Sam the fan so that I can have it.
So let's talk about prizes and how they were given. Okay. So prizes were given out by, what do they call them? Like the prize patrol. They were throwing them out into the audience. So there was a lot of...
the dream team.
The dream team. There was a lot of complaints that, they weren't being thrown into different sections or far enough, and people were getting really bummed out about it. And I completely understand that too. I was sort of in the section where, again, ringside. So we were literally seeing it all. But what I was doing, when I was catching the stuff, I was throwing it behind me or handing it to people that were behind me that couldn't get it. So the very first thing that I caught, I think I handed it to you. And we got like a little lion head, dude.
Yeah.
I got that and I gave it to Heather. And then so anything after that, I was handing it to people to make sure that everybody got something. When we left, my backpack caught 2 items. So I ended up getting a little cloud because of it. I had no idea that I had a catcher's mitt sitting like right down at the bottom. They were falling into the bag.
That's crazy.
So I got 2 other things, and I didn't realize it until I got back.
Yeah.
So we'll probably give away a couple other things during our Patreon, which we'll do when we come back home sometime in August. We're doing 2 calls.
We've gotten to the point in our collecting. So this is where we differ. We've gotten to the point in our collecting, like in case you missed it, we just cleaned out our studio. And there was just so much stuff. It was insane.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't really care to get stuff. Like, it's cool. It's awesome. I'm so grateful that we were there. I'm so grateful we got the opportunity. But, like, the reason that I'm bummed out about someone taking my bag isn't that I wanted the stuff in it. It was more so, like, why would somebody do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sucks.
So
But Sam,
we didn't need like the giveaway. So I understand like why people were a
people
little
probably,
bit
they paid the money.
frustrated.
They paid the money they got there. And I want to talk about the payment of the ticket also and the money behind the ticket also. But Sam, prizes reaching where you were.
Yeah, so the prizes reached. I mean, they prefaced it. The whole idea was that everyone got one prize, and then if you already had one, then you passed it to the next person. So in theory, it shouldn't have been an issue, but it became an issue because people were being greedy.
People were being greedy, grabbing everything up. Yeah. So,
but I would say, I don't know how many people were in attendance, but
a lot.
There was a lot of prizes given out.
There were so many.
Like
prizes
I think
given
everyone
out.
probably could have got like 2 or 3.
So based off of that logic and from what you just said, Sam, if anybody would be mad that they didn't get something, blame the people that were nearby.
Yeah, but also they pivoted because they started giving out prizes from the back. Like they would go out in the hallway and throw them from the doors in the back so that people in the back could get prizes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they started doing that.
So they were trying.
You got hit in the back of the head with one, and you were like, remember that? You were like, did someone just throw something at me? I said, the prize people are back there.
It was
the dream team.
It was not a lack of effort getting prizes to people.
No.
So
I thought they did a great job, all things considered, honestly.
And if it was the original amount of people, which from my understanding was like a third of what they had, maybe even a little bit less than or more than I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was like they really did way more than they had expected.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it would have been much easier for them to like pass out the prizes if it were in the original setup that they had hoped.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough doing the prize giveaways. When we do our events for Mischief Toys, we always try to make sure that we get like as many people as we possibly can or do it in such a fair way. But I'll be honest with you, it is almost impossible. Mm-hmm. So to cast judgment over them or in the way in which they did this, I don't know. I can understand if you didn't get anything and you're really bummed out. I'm not speaking directly to you. It sucks not to get something. But truthfully, the people that were next to you walking out with 9 pieces, maybe they should have handed one.
But if you look at it too, it's like everyone that had a ticket got a box that had 4 things in it, right?
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5.
So you walked in getting 4 things. You got a free night of entertainment. You got food.
Yep.
And the tickets, I think, were $100 a piece. So it was like well worth the.
Did you eat the food?
I ate a little bit of it. Yeah.
What was it like? Because people were complaining about they were making fun of the grilled cheese.
I mean, it was a grilled cheese. It was good though.
Was it good? Yeah,
and
because
mine was like really hot.
Somebody said it was as bad as the chicken sandwich, and I could not believe that.
I mean, my grilled cheese is like fresh. I could see if you didn't get a fresh one, like maybe you would not like it. I mean,
but the food was good. So what food did they have? Just so I know.
So it was like
grilled cheese and brownies.
It was a grilled cheese, a brownie, and you got a drink.
That's awesome. See, I didn't even touch any of that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I think we sort of just ran in.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Heather and I, we paced in Sam's hotel room. Sam and our party left, and it was just Heather and I pacing back and forth, trying to make sure that we understood what we were going to say while we were on stage. We were so freaked out because we've never done anything like that with that amount of people in a room.
Yeah, we're used to talking to a camera.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, I told Chris before we got up on stage, I was like, listen, we talk to this many people daily. Like, normally our videos will get like 1,500 views or so in like the first day.
Yeah.
And I was like, we talk to this many people or more in like online. So just pretend that we're in front of the camera. Like, who cares?
Right.
But yeah, it was scary being up there. I really am shocked that I didn't like pee my pants. I think was terrified.
A lot of the show for me was a blur because I was just like waiting for the moment to happen for us to go up. And then when we went up, that was like, oh my God, what are we doing? And then I got through it somehow, even though we forgot some of our lines, but I think we did okay overall. We had a lot of people cheering, and thank you to everybody who was cheering for us and standing up and clapping and everything.
Cool.
Oh my God.
I didn't expect that.
Even if you didn't like us and you did that, I can't thank you enough because it was incredibly. It was like one of the most epic things ever. Thank you to ROKIMOTO and Mike Becker and Dave. Thank you guys and Gabby. Thank you all for making that happen for us. The event, that part of the event was so great for us, but overall, talking about this ROKIMOTO Dreams thing, I do see a lot of complaints out there. And you know what? That's expected. A lot of people were even upset about the boxes and the contents, which was really odd to me. I think that the items were really great. I think it's really fun. I think it's a direction that is different than many other companies and what they're doing today.
Here's the thing.
I love it. It's not my personal thing. Like I'm not a huge collector in what they're doing, but I love what they're doing, and I love some of the pieces. Like I gotta have. Like we ended up pulling the glow in the dark character.
Yeah.
It said, I think
it's
it
a
said
Leo.
Leo, and it says dreams on it.
Yeah. Spacesuit.
I love that figure. I love the spacesuit dude, right? And I love the Woodstock character a lot.
Yeah.
So there are some pieces that I really, really, really love, but that isn't necessarily my thing.
So
but that's okay. I love what Mike Becker's doing.
Here's the thing. If you know what something is and you go into an event thinking that you're going to get something else,
yeah,
that's ridiculous. Like, I thought the prizes that they gave you were great. I thought that the box they gave you at the beginning was great when you walked in.
So let me say this. Okay. If let's just say you opened your box and everybody got a different variant or glow in the dark or whatever of Godzilla, that place there would have been a crack in the middle of that hotel.
Yeah.
Because that would have absolutely murdered it. Or let's say 50% of people got it. I think that could, in terms of like the exclusives, I love them. I think they're all fantastic and I have no issue with them at all. But I'm saying if you wanted to see a crazy amount of hype, people going crazy, you would have maybe dropped something like that inside those boxes.
I think that people have these expectations that Mike is supposed to be Funko.
Yeah, in a
know
weird
what I
way.
mean?
Yeah, in a weird way.
Here's the thing. That whole event was based off of following your dreams. I mean, to me, it was Mike was in this, like, he was at Funko. Then he, like, curled up in his little cocoon. He retired for a couple days. And then he decided, you know what? I'm going to be starting this new company. And this was his emergence from the cocoon. He looked so happy. He was so excited. He's doing what he wants to do.
I love it.
And the passion behind it is what makes it for me. I don't give a shit if it's, not necessarily my thing. I will back it. I'm not going to buy every single product, but that's with any line.
I will be there for any event that they put on. I love what they're doing. I love the collectibles that they're doing. I think they're all great. Again, it's not necessarily my thing, but I love them. I think they're really great. I think the figures that we got inside of our one box that was not stolen are fantastic. I especially liked the little pillow things.
They're awesome. The little pillow keychains.
But talking about the event and the show, to get into that, let's get all of the we got all the negativity mostly out of the way. I would say that the event itself was incredibly powerful, emotional. DMC had a lot of really great things to say. And you know what? Let's get back into negativity for 2 seconds. Let's talk about how Fluffy went hard AF. Okay, so when we got on stage, I said something that I don't think people said, and I'm so glad heard. I'm sorry, something I said that I don't think people heard.
Well, why don't you tell the story first?
Well, okay, sure. So we were, watching the show or whatever, and Fluffy's up on stage, and Fluffy's like, "Is everybody having fun?" I don't know, whatever. And this person goes, no, or he says bullshit. And Fluffy's like, what? He's like, it's bullshit. And he goes, come up here. And the guy went up there. And by the way, if you did not notice or you were there or whatever, this guy was dressed as like Maleficent.
Yeah,
it was
Maleficent dragon.
Yeah. So he walked up and he's like, this is horse shit, blah, blah, blah. My kid didn't get anything. And so I kind of understand what he was getting at. However, if that guy said something around him to people like me, I would have given his daughter, I would have given her my entire box. I would have given her everything. She could have whatever she wanted.
So here is what I would have done if I were in his shoes. I would have found somebody on the team and said, hey, this is what's happening. People are grabbing the prizes before my kid or whatever. And she's really upset. They would have made something happen.
Well, they would have got something anyway because they started coming to the back of the room.
Yeah.
If he just waited, he would have got something.
Right.
So,
and this is at the beginning of the show.
It was at the very beginning.
Maybe the first quarter at least?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
First 20 minutes.
It was.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, you're basically, shouting to the people on stage. That's so rude.
Yeah, so anyway, he goes up and he's screaming and hollering. My daughter didn't get anything. My daughter didn't get anything. So Fluffy, which I didn't know until just, in fact, moments ago, Heather told me this, that Fluffy was trying to hand the guy $100. And he's like, go get your daughter something. You're like, here, take this money.
Yeah, it was.
And
I think it was basically a ticket refund.
Yeah, like a ticket
you know
refund,
what I mean?
guess.
Like if you hate it so bad, just here's your $100, go.
Well, I could tell, like, the team at ROKIMOTO were like, oh God, like, let's not do this. Because it was like sort of taking things. And I'm not saying Fluffy did anything wrong. I think Fluffy was like, you know what, screw you, this guy. You know?
think he was defending his friend.
Yeah, of course. It was crappy what the guy was doing. So the daughter, apparently, like, they brought the daughter up on stage, and I guess they had, like, given her stuff. Anyway, Fluffy told the guy, like, go sit down, and, like, screaming at this guy. And just watching Fluffy handle it, like, I just thought, I don't know, it gave me a lot of, it gave me a new view on who Fluffy is as a person. Yeah. I don't know much about Fluffy. I've never really listened to his comedy.
Well, I'm not saying now we're buying a ticket to his next show.
Oh my God, I'm like the biggest Fluffy fan ever after that, dude. That was awesome.
I'm buying all 652 pops of his.
So I got up on stage.
Can you give me a water?
I got up on stage and I said, I thought we were going to be the most hated people here. But then the Maleficent guy showed up, and people in the audience were like looking at me, but I guess they couldn't hear it, or they didn't I don't think they understood the joke.
Let me tell you, one, we couldn't really hear you.
Okay.
When you started talking. Two, we couldn't see what the guy was wearing.
See, damn it! I should have called him.
You should have like been like the prize guy or something, because we know what it was dark, like we couldn't see.
Yeah, because he had a Maleficent dragon like on his his head, and it would like go. It's like a hood. And I said hashtag Maleficent guy. And it got nothing. Like, it was like a dead, and I was like, oh my God, that's the first thing I said at this thing. And nobody liked what I just said. I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible.
Here's the thing. We're so used to speaking on camera that we don't really know what it's like to be on a stage. People were still clapping when you were saying that.
No,
really?
Yeah, that's what. So Nicole, our friend who we stayed with, she said that you really need to read the room and like make sure that everyone's quiet before you start speaking again.
Oh, you said you mean they're clapping?
Like, because you just announced like Chris and Heather, whatever.
Well, no, I mean it was sort of an I don't know. It was sort of like an off kind of comment, but whatever. Now we all heard it. I don't know if it made me laugh or not.
Funny.
Yeah. It's too bad. But anyway, us being on stage was. We don't have to get back into that. It was great. But the event itself, overall, very emotional. I thought it was great. It was like Mike Becker basically is like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back. And look, here's my team. And we're going to have fun. DMC comes out. Fluffy comes out.
The countdown was fucking amazing.
The countdown was amazing. To countdown to start the show.
Then it started with a girl, like she was sleeping and like she just wakes up and she's stretching. And she's doing all this like imaginative stuff. Like she throws a paper airplane and then she pretends to be an astronaut. And she's like dancing. And it was just really...
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was really a show. Like we were watching a show. And that was the best part because that is what Mike Becker is really good at. And Heather and I were able to attend the rehearsal because we had to rehearse ourselves a little bit, which we ended up not using anything of what we did. We ended up redoing everything.
Yeah, we redid it.
But we rehearsed just to get ourselves on stage to get the feel and all. And it was great to watch them rehearse because you could watch them put this thing together. And like, this is what it's going to be. And they were referring to like different acts. I thought he was making a joke, but he's like, okay, act 12, something, something. And I'm like, oh my God, Joe, Fun Maker's making a joke, and I just sat there for a bit, and he goes, okay, let's do, like, Act 13, do this, something, something. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, this is really broken down this way. Like, this is really well thought out. So, overall, I thought the experience was fantastic. However, I had a chair, and I wasn't bothered by the heat, and basically, we were where we were, prizes were hitting us literally in the back of my head. So I have virtually no complaints. If you didn't have a chair and you were too hot, or there wasn't enough room, or it was a bad chair, or whatever, everybody's got their own opinion. But my opinion is it was fantastic. I loved it, and I just want to shout out and appreciate everything that Funmaker Mike did. For $100, I got my money's worth out of that whole damn
absolutely.
thing. And I didn't even need to take a box with me. That was enough. That's like, when I got up on stage, I said, the amount of positivity and the excitement in that room was bigger than any Guar show I've ever been to, because I'm a huge Guar fan.
Yeah,
but I was like,
Guar
this
is
is
awesome.
this is so crazy. Like, just like it was so immense. It was like being at a concert the whole time. It was
wild.
unbelievable. Loved it. I thought it was great. I give that show a 10 out of fucking 10. And I don't care. You can tell me I'm wrong all day long. It was fantastic, and I hope you agree with me. And you can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you give it, Sam?
I'll give it an 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10. That's my boy. Okay, Heather?
5 billion.
5 billion out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Heather, you guys are breaking the rules
Heather, you
right
know what I
now.
would give it?
What?
A 1989 out of 10.
1989 out of 10. You Swifties, you. Thank you to all of our patrons.